Good evening, and thank you for joining us. We're going to begin tonight with a stunning admission and apology from the country's top military officer. General Mark Milley, the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, now says he was wrong to join President Trump for a photo op outside of the White House grounds last week. The president led Milley, along with other members of his cabinet, to St. John's Church last Monday, just moments after protesters were violently cleared from Lafayette Park by riot police firing tear gas. But tonight, in a break with the president, Milley says being there was a mistake and that the military should never be involved in domestic politics. Milley's comments come as a group of Republican senators are also pushing back on President Trump, voting to move forward with a plan to rename military bases currently named after Confederate generals. On his way to an event in Dallas today, the president lashed out at the sponsor of that legislation on Twitter, along with the Federal Reserve Bank, after it issued a dire forecast on the nation's economy. That forecast, along with growing concerns that coronavirus cases are spiking in parts of the country, sent financial markets reeling today. The Dow was down more than 1,800 points, almost 7%, as all three major averages had their worst day since March 16th. Well, there's a lot of news to get to tonight, and our team of correspondents is covering it all. CBS's Weijia Jiang is going to lead off our coverage tonight at the White House. Good evening, Weijia.
Nora, hello to you. Tonight, President Trump is not talking about that market tumble or the fact that another military leader is speaking out against him.
Your reaction to Milley?
President Trump ignored questions about the stunning comments from the country's top military official.
As a commissioned, uniformed officer, it was a mistake that I have learned from, and I sincerely hope we all can learn from it.
General Mark Milley, the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, expressed remorse for joining the president during a photo op in front of St. John's Church last Monday, just moments after police used force to clear protesters nearby.
I should not have been there. My presence in that moment and in that environment created a perception of the military involved in domestic politics.
General Mark Milley and Defense Secretary Mark Esper had not even planned to be there. CBS News has learned they were heading to the FBI's Washington field office when the call came from the White House to change course. The Pentagon and Mr. Trump are also at odds over whether to rename 10 bases named after Confederate figures. The president rejected the idea after Esper and the Secretary of the Army said they were open to it. Still, the Senate Armed Services Committee approved a measure to do so. South Dakota Republican Mike Rounds.
This is the right time for it, and I think it sends the right message.
President Trump is still calling for an aggressive response to demonstrators, this time in Seattle, after ridiculing Washington State's governor for being taunted and played by protesters.
Got to have some strength. You have to have strength. You have to do what you have to do.
Mr. Trump made the remarks in Dallas at a meeting about race relations and law enforcement. Notably, the city's police chief, sheriff, and district attorney, all of whom are African American, were not invited. President Trump said he will sign an executive order related to the use of force, but it is far from a commitment to comprehensive police reform. He is under fire tonight for planning to hold a campaign rally in Tulsa, Oklahoma on June 19th, known as Juneteenth, a holiday marking the emancipation of slaves. But the city of Tulsa is the site of one of the worst race massacres in American history. Senator Kamala Harris said the rally is a welcome home party for white supremacists. Nora?
Weijia Jiang at the White House tonight. Thank you.